Hello. Thanks for joining me. I'm Amanda Call, and I'm working on my comic page. This is a page from my webcomic, Age of Night. This is chapter 25, page 18. Last week, we got it all roughed in, and I started doing the pencils, and now I'm going to continue, and we're going to try to get the pencils done this evening during the stream, and maybe move on to lettering. We'll see how far I get. We'll see how far we get. Let's see, where did I leave off? I left this off kind of awkwardly. Where's the rest of her arm? There we go. Trying to remember what I was doing a week ago. Yeah, that's... Oh, her arm is back here. That line is her hair. Okay. That makes sense. So try to get my bearings on this page. And get some of this definition going in here. Kamaria's hair. No, don't. No, I want to see all the chat. Show me all the chat, please. Thank you. YouTube. And it's terrible. I'm going to switch what type of chat you're looking at thing. Okay. Hello. Hey, Hungry. Thanks for joining me. All right. I think I know where everything is supposed to go in this panel now. So I'm going to start committing to some of these lines and erasing some of this extra underdrawing to just clean it up a little bit. Hey, Larison, is that you? That's very cool of you to join me. I appreciate it. And cleaning up more of the crazy scribbles of underdrawing. It is really you. Oh, that's so cool. Thanks so much for joining me. All right. Cool. Yes, it's nice to just veg out and watch someone else work. I am working on the same project I've been working on since I was in college. This is my my webcomic, Age of Night. It's been running for many, many years now. When did I graduate? 2007. Math. So yeah, 14 years. I'm up to chapter 25, page 18. So it's over like 600 pages long. Yeah, it was a while ago. So through any other projects that I have worked on, any other freelance projects or personal projects or anything else, I have also just kept this going as my little personal project. Which I know a lot of people are like, don't tie yourself down to like some big giant personal project. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, if you just keep, like, if you don't stress out about how much progress you're making on it and you just keep working on it, then you're always drawing something. Like, you're always working on pages, and you can't really, like, especially if you commit to doing it as a webcomic where it's like, I have to update every week or else then I really feel like an idiot. And then it's like, okay, so now you have to draw a page every week. So I found that incredibly helpful. I know some people don't like that kind of pressure and it doesn't work for them, but I found it very helpful to not fall into the trap of like graduating and then never touching art again, or like not touching it for years and going like months on end without drawing anything. I really don't have that option. So obviously I took a couple of like breaks for stuff like having babies. Took a couple little maternity breaks in there. Get more of these little sketchy underdrawing lines out of the way. Yeah, that's kind of important. I'm glad that overall people are moving past this whole idea of like, oh, we have to just, everything is about how hard you can hustle, and are starting to talk about like, actually hustling 24/7 is very bad for you. And like, life is also important. And please don't like neglect your health and keel over at your drafting board. Like, this just needs to be some balance. I'm glad that you're discussing that with your students, and that is just a lot more of the discussion nowadays. I know not everybody's on board yet, but I hear a lot more freelancers talking about like, hey, we need to not completely burn ourselves out and like ruin our mental and physical health. That would be good. All right. This little like fold where she's actually going to have that overlap her fingers there. Where she's helping Wen up after she stumbled. Have that go out just a little bit more, because as of right now, that grip, she's got like a little pencil width arm. So we're going to adjust that just a little bit. Because her sleeves are quite loose, so I want that to still read as the situation. I'll get there eventually. That's a little better. Yeah, that's. I feel ya. I feel ya. This last year was a nightmare. Last year and a half has been a nightmare with trying to like do school stuff with the kids and just keep everybody safe and sane and everything, and also try to keep up with work, and it was just is bad news. Oh, I don't like what her mouth just did there. Don't like it. Okay. Erase. Try again. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wow. 40 editors? That's incredible. Used to be like like half a dozen when I was there. That's great though. And yeah, if like and like the people who got hired, it was like this mythical thing that very rarely actually happened. I think I know for sure like one person that it happened to, and like rumors of a couple others that I didn't know personally, so I didn't know if it actually happened. But that's awesome to hear. I'm glad to hear that it's good. Yeah. I could see how that would be a good thing too. Have doing Editor's Day digitally instead of all cramming into the building together. All right. I like that mouth shape a little bit better. Although now I don't like her eyebrows, so you know, we'll get to the actual expression I want going on here eventually. That's better. That's a lot more like it. And all the hair, all the time. Just kind of roughly remind myself that all of that is supposed to be black when I get to inking in either next week or the week after or whatever. So just to be clear, I do actually work on a lot of other pages for this project, not just the one that takes a month on the stream, but I've been having fun doing like picking a page because I lay out, I do thumbnails several pages ahead. I figure out the thumbnails like several pages ahead of where I'm actually making them most of the time. And so I'll pick one that it's like, okay, this is a good candidate for the stream. And then I'll work on that for like 4 or 5 streams until it's done. Usually around 5-ish hours a page for this project. So but like the pages before and after this are going to be long since done by the time this one is done over the course of all of the streams. So no, it doesn't actually take me a month to make one page. It's that way for the illusion of the broadcast. So I used to just work on like whatever, like wherever I was at on whatever page I happened to be on, and it was just very disjointed. So I kind of like doing this. Like sometimes you'd see me pencil half a page, and sometimes you'd see me ink for like an hour on a page that I had to do like 4 hours of inking on, and it was just like, what is happening here? So I kind of like doing the continuity of taking a single page beginning to end over the course of a few streams. And I mean, people seem to have liked it. Obviously, if people are getting tired of this format, just let me know. We can figure out something different. Okay, we need to get her backpack straps in here because Kamaria is wearing her backpack, which is actually important for later. There's the backpack. I'm pretty sure most of that is going to get covered by word balloon, so I'm not going to drive myself too crazy there. I'm pretty sure that's where I plan to put it, judging by my thumbnails. Yep. So I'm not going to obsess too much over every little detail here. We're just going to kind of knock that in case some of it's peeking out past the word balloon. All right. Oh, this panel. Oh, that's the last finger, Amanda. People only have 5. The worst one for me when I'm doing that is when I'm drawing this. Anytime I have to draw this, for whatever reason, I always want to put 4 fingers down here. It's too many fingers. What are you doing? Just get on a roll. Just keep drawing fingers. All right. His hands are roughly the same size. This palm is a little bit bigger than the other one. Our first digits are a little bit shorter, so we're going to just fix that a little before we move on. I think that pinky's a little bit too long. That's better. Okay. And very lightly figure out where the rest of her body is, even though I'm not drawing a lot of it. Now her hands are really the focus of the panel. Okay. And sleeves, where are those going to go? Where are those going to fall in this particular? Is that? No, it's too high. Gotta erase that other line. It's confusing me. Okay. Got that somewhat more figured out now. Erase all this extra lines I don't need anymore. clean up the extraneous lines. Alright, and she's got some nasty scrapes on her palms from falling down. What's going on with that pinky? That looks silly. That's slightly better. Okay. And more scrapes. Which, more of an inking job. Just kind of remind myself there for later. And resharpen my pencil, because these little soft blue pencils lose their point pretty quickly. That's not very sharp. Let's try that again. It's like I just try to get it like the tiniest bit more out of the holder, because I don't want to sharpen away too much of it. So I'm like, I want to use every last bit of this. That's a lot of area. We can get the big eraser out for that. Okay, before I go too far, her amulet is right there. And that is overlapping that sleeve. So before I go all hog wild working on that sleeve, we're going to put that in. Erase some of these extra lines too, outside of the panel. That's better. All right. And we gotta do her face and the rest of her body in here real quick. Then we're only going to have one panel left, so we're making pretty good time. It's only 30 minutes. Maybe we'll get to start doing some lettering this evening. Clean up that crazy line over here. And can't forget the chain, because that necklace is not just suspended in the air. There we go. All right. That's pretty much going to be that. Now, last panel. Hello, Brenda. Thanks. Some of my favorite comics. Sorry, it's just the type of thing that someone asks you that and you like your mind just goes blank and you're like, what's a comic? I don't know. No. Oh geez. So one of my favorite comics of all time was Jeff Smith's Bone, which you can definitely see influence in my work. Another one of my all-time favorites, even though it's kind of like a problematic fave at this point because it did not age especially well. Not as badly as you might think, but not especially well. Is Kabuki by David Mack. That series is really good. Not a lot of influence from that in my comics. But they're just like they're like really really good layered stories, and there was a lot of what was going on in them that I really appreciated. The fact that it's like a white guy writing about a bunch of Japanese women is like a little bit weird and problematic, but it's a really good book. They're really good. What is everybody saying this? Okay, Wen's not saying anything in this panel. She's just kind of looking at Kamaria. Favorite manga of which there is obvious influence as well are Fruits Basket and Azumanga Daioh. This is stuff that like I have all of these I've reread like many times, will reread many more times in my life. Yeah, those are like the big top ones as far as like some of my all-time favorites and obvious influences. I'm probably forgetting something because, like I said, when someone asks me that kind of question, like my brain is just like, I don't know how to access information that way. I'm sorry. All right. There's that face somewhat more figured out. And we'll try to figure out this face a little bit more. What is she saying? I gotta look at my script. This is what's handy to have my script like right over here, because then it's like, what is her face supposed to be doing? I don't remember what she's saying. Let me look at my script and make sure that I know what she's saying so that her expression is appropriate. All right, the little ruff was pretty good as far as appropriate expression. Great. And big old mass of hair. And the collar. Okay, now I can finish this one up because now I've got things roughed in a little bit better here. I think we will, in fact, have time to start lettering. That's exciting. Erase some of this underdrawing. Excuse me, little bug. You were not invited. You can go. As it gets darker out and the evening wears on, little bugs find their way through my window screens and like to congregate around my desk lamp and jump all over my pages while I'm trying to work. And I'm like, little bugs, come on. Come on now. Just being very, very unhelpful. All right. And there we go. All right, she's done. Almost done drawing this page. And erasing more underdrawing that I don't really need anymore. Clean this up as I go. Okay. Mass of hair. Figure out where just kind of like the borders of her big old mass of hair is going to be. Yep, that's that. All right, and that is going to be that. Okay, so now it's all drawn. We've still got about 12-ish minutes, a little more than 10 minutes left. So we will start on the hand lettering. So I need to grab some other tools. I need this. I need this. You know what? We'll go ahead and use this pencil today. It just needs to be something thin to fit inside of here. So yeah, I usually only do these streams for about an hour because at the end of an hour, I should get up and stretch, and you should get up and stretch. We should all get a glass of water. Those are things we should do. Take care of yourself, please. All right, so I'm going to take my right triangle and line it up to the edge of my panel borders here and set my little Ames lettering guide on top of it. I'm using just the bottom row there. I have a whole video about how to do this, but I like to just kind of go over what I'm doing while I do it. And this word balloon is just one word, so we're just going to do a quick top guide, bottom guide. So that's where I'm going to write my word, and the space I want to make sure to leave around it. And it's not even just one word, but one very short word. More than enough space here. And then I just kind of pencil it in first. I'll go back over and ink all of the lettering later, but I want to make sure that I have it figured out exactly where I want it, because you'll almost certainly see me do some erasing during this step. All right, so it looks like there's a lot of word balloons going over here. So following that bottom row of dots down here, I have it set to the size I like it for my letters. And it's that top one there, which I have lined up with the last line that I made. And then you go down one, and that's a space between where you're writing. And then you skip this little halfway one. That's why there's a little line connecting them. That's like if you want to mark like part way up for making upper and lowercase letters, but I'm lettering in all uppercase letters, so I don't need it. I can skip it. You just glide it back and forth on the thing. The thing being the triangle. Words. All right, line up that bottom dot again. All right, and there's another one down here. Goodness, that's a wordy panel. All right, what is on with this very wordy panel? What is happening in here? Oh, yeah, I wouldn't say it's like my best quality video. I was still like figuring out how to do them. That was one of my very early ones, and certainly like my first instructional type one. I would probably do it different nowadays, but it still has all the information, so it shall remain for now. So let's see. So my script over here. Let's see. And while we're working on this, we are in the last 10 minutes, so I'm gonna do the YouTube thing and remind you, I'm Amanda Call. This is my channel. I do these live streams every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, unless sometimes something comes up, in which case I will announce, like on Twitter or whatever, when they're going to be instead. I think I'm going to move. See, I've already changed my mind about where that's going to go. I'm going to, oh, why is this eraser so gross? Erase, dang it. There we go. Because otherwise I was in a weird spot with this next word and the following lines. Yeah, if you like this content, my live art streams, you should definitely subscribe so that you don't miss any of them. And I've got a bunch of other videos as well that you can watch. Lots of art streams and a handful of like instructional type videos, videos where I'm just making art that are edited together, all that kind of good stuff. This is a page from my webcomic, Age of Night, which you can find at ageofnight.com. That's AGEOFNIGHT.com. Updates every Wednesday. And I'm going to scoot that word over a little. And the whole thing's available for free to read online. There we go. And you can follow me on Twitter at Age of Night, spelled the same as the website, and Instagram at Amanda Collart. I think that's all the things for right now. So I'm trying to keep all these words centered, which is why like keep things kind of like in a nice symmetrical centered shape. So that's why I have to keep erasing to scoot them around. All right. And let's see. Yeah, we only have a few minutes left, but I will finish writing the words on this panel and we will finish up the rest of the lettering and starting on the inking next week. So what does this last speech bubble say? I think we'll see how this goes. Nope. Gotta re-strategize on this one. Oh, well, thanks, Hungry. I'm glad that this was made for good train ride accompaniment. I will be here next time. I think I lost my place on my script. I think we're going to have to right here. Yeah, that wasn't all going to fit the way I was going, but now we got it to fit. There we go. Okay, so this is pretty much going to be it. We've been here for about an hour. I started with just these first 2 panels penciled, this one halfway there, and then the rest roughed in. I finished penciling the whole rest of the page, and now we've started on hand lettering, so next week I will finish the hand lettering and start inking. So thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye.